And hello! Today we're going to start a run of Europa Universalis 4. Basically just a chill Ottoman game because I want to play some Europa Universalis 4. Um, and I haven't played it in a while, so I'm not going to pick a particularly hard nation. And I'm not, well, I am going to play on Iron Man. But I'm going to be playing on Iron Man just because I usually play on Iron Man, not because I think we're getting any achievements or anything. I have a lot of the achievements as the Ottomans. Of the easy ones, at least. So this is going to be the settings we're going to be running on. Normal difficulty, historical lucky nations. We're not running random new world, so that doesn't affect anything. Everything's basically on yes, and or it only affects the random new world. And that's what we're going to run with. So we're going to run that. We're going to run Ottomans. We're going to be running Iron Man. And it should be popping up option to give name to the run. So this is going to be live stream / YouTube. Live YouTube. Run. And again, this is basically going to be a chill game as the Ottomans. So we'll get into the game. So if you haven't watched the game Europa Universalis 4 before, I played it a lot off stream, but this will be the first time I've played it on stream. Europa Universalis 4 is basically a game set between the end of the Crusading era and the beginning of sort of the Victorian era. In the case of 4, it starts the day right after the Battle of Varna. So some of the stuff we're going to do involving the Ottomans here is immediately sort of what goes on after the Battle of Varna here. I was hoping the audio would be a bit lower, so we're going to lower the audio a little bit more. Okay. That way you can hear me and I'm not having my eardrums blown off by the audio in Europa Universalis 4. So the Ottomans are one of the countries with sort of special governments. They're Muslim primary religion, in this case Sunni, so they get access to the Dhimmi estate. They also have the Ottoman government form, so they start with the Janissaries as well. Ottomans, in theory, are quite powerful. Let's see what rivals we can get off the bat. Some temptation to just rival back people who have already rivaled us. So Lithuania is always a nice pick because it's going to disappear. Well, likely disappear. Mamluks. So we're going to invade the Mamluks. And then it's tossed up between do we do Hungary or Austria. Probably makes sense to actually do Hungary. We'll probably end up swapping to the other one we didn't pick in a bit. So this is the Ottoman Empire at the 11th of November, 1944. We have a not weak navy, but not a particularly strong navy. And we have 2 decently sized armies, giving us quite a bit of army. We're going to get an event a little bit after the beginning of the game, which is in relation to Mr. Urban here. If we accept hiring Urban, we're going to get a bunch of basically free cannons until we hit military tech 5. Or, well, for the next 10 years, free cannons. That stop being free if we were military tech 5. We start on military tech 4, or on 3 across the board. And we're in Europe, depending on how you define Europe. So we should be able to get fairly easy access to the institutions. Start with a decent monarch here, 646 with a conqueror. So this is actually probably what you'd argue is above average monarch. Our monarch also starts surprisingly young. By the standards of almost every other court in the world, we have a child on the throne, which isn't a problem if they're already on the throne in the game. But if it was any other country, they'd be in a regency. We have Rise of the Ottomans, so there's the whole Ottoman unique government form here. One of the reasons I do want to run this on stream is because I haven't actually been through the disaster that fires associated with this government yet. Because every time I've played this government, I've, by the time of Age of Absolutism, haven't been able to get absolutism so high that I don't have it happen. So we'll see if I play that poorly this time. Ottomans are also really nice. Extra core creation cost reduction, and so on and so forth. Get fleets. Get stability 1, which you probably do want to do. And conquer some territory in... Well, conquer provinces without the culture group Levantine and have Pasha. Okay, see the provinces here that we have already that are not Levantine that could assign Pashas to. Aftermath of Honor is going to fire in a couple once we start leading game to her. Fire within the first month is what it's saying. And we get a bunch of claims and stuff from that. Have 10 Janissary legions, which will probably generate really quickly. Total army, 90% of the force limit to refill the Ortos. So I'm thinking off the bat, let's go ahead and burn down our land, because as we do early conquest, this will get recovered. So I want... where is it? There it is. Religious state for the extra admin. Promise the Ulma for extra military. And the land of commerce for extra double power. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 across the board. Seize land to get some land back. And I think we're... okay, we start favoring mysticism. Do you want to stay that way, or do you want to flip over to tech cost? Trying to decide which way I want to do freedom interpretation and clerical manners. I think I'll stay favoring mysticism for the moment. And not tag either of those in. We'll tag one of them in later. Because we're going to want to keep seizing land off of our factions, states here, we want to get the states to have a resting opinion of at least 50. Supremacy over the Sublime Port. We don't need to Ulma lights yet. I might not go... I think we're going to grab that as soon as we get Stability 1. Tempting. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Okay, so that brings up to 50 for the Ulma. Demi we might actually want to do... oh, we're going to have guaranteed Demi authority here. At some point we might want to take guaranteed Demi authority away. Trade it for guaranteed religious minority rights for tolerance of heathens instead of... so guaranteed Demi authority is what that's doing, is giving them immunity to conversion in exchange for no religious unity contribution. Good or bad, right? So basically, at some point we want to take that away because we'll have enough tolerance. Because, well, as the Ottomans here, you can already see we're already up to 2 tolerance. So if we can get like 1 more point of tolerance, we can actually try to convert our religious provinces. Wrong religion provinces. Ulma here. Need a little bit more. Actually, we just need a little bit more. We'll probably do aristocratic counselors as soon as we get 1 stability. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Merchants need 10. We probably take the debit to the burgers here for a bunch of money early on. And patron guards. Okay, yeah, let's do that. These guys are stable at 50. In fact, they're stable at 60. So I don't think there's anything we want to give out to the Demi. Later on, we might give out Demi land rights, just so we can have more directly held territory. And then Janissaries. We're probably going to do stuff with the Janissaries a little bit. The Janissaries are currently not happy because we have an underlance in the Janissaries. We want to recruit some Janissaries. Just take the loyalty. Standardized salaries. Celibacy. I think for the moment that's probably good. And obviously we want to raise some Janissary regiments. I think I'm going to hold off on raising the Janissary regiments until we get the guns of Urban Event. Do we have any cheaper than normal guys? No, you're normal cost right now. They're all normal cost. Actually, yeah, they're all normal cost. Okay, so we're going to half price natural scientist. We'll scoop him up. I know we're getting guns of Urban as the military guy. I guess it's going to be the trade efficiency guy for that spot. Okay. Okay, and now let's let some time flow after I set up my alliances. So Crimea. Offer alliance with Crimea. And then probably improve relations with Tunisia over here. Okay, so that means we don't start with any cores. We start with some cores. Do we get that? Get that from something. Oh, well, we got a claim on... I got a core over there, okay. Let's let a little bit of time fly. We're 13 minutes in the video and I finally unpaused, so, you know, the difficulty sometimes. Okay, so we've reached the point where we got that Siege Engineer of Urban event popping up. So I can hire the man himself, a growing Catholic Urban, which is expensive. It's going to cost us just short of 100. But this would give us what we need to complete the Guns of Urban, so we'd have a military advisor too. Which we are going to do. So he's also 75% cheaper, so we're basically paying the cost we drew for one, and getting some that's basically only two. There's Urban. Allows us to complete this quest, complete that quest, take our cannons. Wait, and I think the rest 6 or 4 of them is going to be hired in Janissaries. And that completes fill the Ortas. So now we have a bunch of claims. We'll probably move to do something with those claims relatively soon. So early on, I think I'd want 2 subjects for reasons. It'll make more sense once I have them. And obviously want those Janissary regiments to fill back up. No, we're gonna wait for a month to pass for these guys to be mobile. So yeah, we want these guys to fully fill up before we do it. There's our victory over Varna Crusade event. you don't know what the Varna Crusade is? It's well, called the Varna Crusade. It's basically the last crusade against the last sort of real international crusade that goes on. That got defeated out here. I believe it's here. City of Varna. We got one, basically Sunni province. Let's try converting that province. Or not Shia province, so we got try to get rid of the heretics, basically. Okay, we're losing money at the moment because of the reinforcement and such. Oh, and we have... I almost forgot about the guarantee of protection on Ragusa. Okay. Obviously, we just had... Well, I just hired my second general, so now we've completed what we need for Aftermath of Varna, so we'll go ahead and take that. So we have claims on a whole bunch of territory. And once our army is basically ready for battle, that's what we're going to go try to acquire, as much of our territory. I already have access to great power actions. Good to know. Sure. So yeah, our biggest problem early on is going to be basically manpower. We're waiting for the manpower to recover. Not going to worry too much about the fleet stuff. Sorting out the Venice side of the problems is not a priority. Whereas I'm going to focus more on World Desire and subjugating the Belgics over here. Okay, so you allied with Ramazan. Okay. You allied with Epirus. Okay. Allied with Kasif. Okay. So I think we're going after Kandar first. Swap the commander. Oh, we have a bit commander, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our declaration off. So ideally I want about 2 subjects, which is why we're going to start a bunch of wars very quickly. I'm going to take territory, I'm going to take subject. So initially speaking, our fleet, or our cannons here, basically have no combat power. So we do need to somewhat protect them. Send them down to Ramazan while we carry out the siege in Kandar. Once we know that where their army is. I'll take the bulk of the forces off here. Okay, there's their army. Same over here. We're gonna leave take most of the guys with us and leave the bulk of the force behind. Close to the fort, yeah. And admin-wise, we should have the admin now. Quickly grab +1 stability, and with +1 stability, I'm going to go ahead and then take stability cost modifiers, change for some advisor cost modifiers. Save some money that way. Okay. Real Merit Juniors went away. We'll go ahead and get them back. One of the quests that's sort of hiding down here is Crimean Destiny. So we want 60 trust with Crimea and an opinion of 150. So that when they have their succession issue, we can get them immediately as a march. It's not the... I want Curries and Fairs with Crimea to get that going quicker. Okay, we seized our first objective. Yeah, let's combat army back together. And we'll go pick a fight with that army if it's still sitting there on our fort. Which I think it's stuck to being anyway, so it'll be there. Okay, go across and defeat that army. Eternal power struggle. Effectiveness and stability of the eternal government is measure. Yeah, so it's reminding us about our decadence mechanic as the Ottomans, which really isn't going to be a problem early game. It may be a problem later in the game. Let's gain the 5 procedure. Don't need to change the primary wife of our harem. Okay, so with that we have total victory. A couple different ways I can approach this. I think I'm going to do separate pieces just to get a little bit more stuff. It'll be a little bit less, well, a little bit more aggressive expansion that way, but I think that'll be fine. So we'll do Ottoman vassal, take all your money and your rivalry. And I don't actually see a reason to make you give up your core claims, so we'll let you keep your claims. To you. Okay. Unit exposition. 1444, Constantine, when the despots of Moria launched an expedition against us into Thessaly. However, stop their advanced incursion is unacceptable. Many have called for action to be taken against and have called for full-fledged punitive expedition, which would provide them a defensiveness penalty for the next 20 years. Cost of 20 for military power for us. We'll go ahead and do that. They are a subject of the Byzantines, so we'll be going to war with them at some point. So that penalty will help us take over some of their territory a little quicker. Diplomat is back, so let's go ahead and complete the opportunity that we have in Kandar. You're still only allied to Epirus. Yeah, these guys got double fort, so we're going to want to... Epirus will be vaguely contained by our fort in the west. Deal with basically the army here in Kandar, or Karman first, and then we'll go over with deal with Epirus. I'm basically going to rinse and repeat and do basically the exact same thing we just did. Which is we're going to declare, we're going to try to destroy their army, we're going to annex the bigger one and puppet and control vassal the other one. One of the reasons we're vassalizing it, well, as the Ottomans, we do have access to the islet mechanics, but at the same time, I want to go ahead and get, and you need normal vassals for this, strong duchies and the Ulmura integration policy. So, you need 2 duchies to get strong duchies. Technically only need 1 to keep it, right? And I think marches count for strong duchies as well. So when we get Crimea as a march, we'll be able to keep it as there. But basically, we want both of them. So we basically want 1 vassal. We're gonna get 2, but we're gonna get 2 so we can get the strong duchies, and then we basically want to keep 1 vassal around, so we can use the Ulmura integration policy. This diplomatic annex cost does add to the diplomatic annex cost bonus for annexing islets. And then we're basically going to be getting lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of islets. It's going to be your main way of expanding. Is the grand plan that I have envisioned. Right now, we're waiting a little bit for the manpower to recover and our fleet to repair. So the fleet needs to get fully repaired about 4 months. And we don't actually want the manpower to run out, so it's a good idea to just delay a little bit for the manpower to regenerate. Mysticism also gives us more manpower, so... Oh no, Mysticism's morale of armies, which is really good early game. Legalism is the manpower. Always forget which one's which. How those flipped. Get those flipped frequently. So we can turn the speed up while we're waiting for our ships to repair. A little more month. There we go. Let's get this war started, and not really expecting this war to take particularly long. So this is actually a smaller stack because it's got the cannons. This is our bigger stack, which is going to hopefully do most of the fight. And it has the Janissaries in it. Now that we have a subject, we probably could get more janissaries. It wouldn't be a problem. Okay, time to declare. Why do I have a truce with the... I have a truce with the guys for some reason. September 1449. Okay. I can work with that. Yeah, I can totally work with that. Is there anything else we want to attack instead? Oh, that'll work. That'll do it. That'll totally work. The hissing can Kappa over here, because we don't actually have a core on them, is almost like ideal, perfect target for making a subject. Let's declare on these guys. Or not, well, declare on these guys to be at war with those guys. So Dolkadir here, we have... Oh, hissing Kappa won't even come in to help, because they're cruel. Or the Pope. Or Albania. Your Berserker has the Pope as a target. Oh, the Pope won't come. If the Pope isn't coming, then we're gonna attack them. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do order here. And particular. So you get on the fort, you smush that guy. We won the fleet battle. Go deal with the other fleet. And we destroyed their army. Go over there to deal with him. Coastal fort, so we'll leave the cannons, leave that amount of infantry behind. It is a coastal fort, but it is not a coastal capital fort, so we can instead just get away with the artillery for infantry. Then you are that type of fort, so the infantry in this batch can break off, go there. No, doing that wrong. Okay, so all the cav, all before the infantry, and then a couple of you can break off. So you go there. You go there. Okay. And we're basically gonna carpet seize down Carmen. And as expected by that war declaration, the Pope didn't join it. If the Pope had joined it, would have been a little bit interesting, because it would have been trying to get war operations off the Pope. Could bring in Ragusa, but we don't need to bring in Ragusa. Take control of that straight, please. Moldova, tell us about the events of the Roman invasion, or Romans invasion, where once the possible options went with, we can crush the pretender ourselves. Okay, so the pretenders rolled in, instead of taking a vassal ship, they're taking the rebellion on the face. Okay. That's one of the events where I think you're basically picking between fighting the pretender rebels or which one of these guys to become a subject of. About to finish our cores. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a subject, still going to continue to make a subject of Ipros over here. Whereas we'll probably annex the Muslims in the east. actually leave some guys behind. And go ahead and push them there. Okay. So now we're only going to be taking losses to attrition, so we can take our sweet time otherwise. Oh, go back to carrying favors with Crimeans. Got to get our 2 cores in that northern area complete. There we go. Alright, so we finished the naval siege, so you move over there, accelerate that siege. You move over there to minimize attrition. This is the secondary war participants, so we actually want to declare on them first. Religious chaos. It's early enough in the game, we'll just accept the decadence, because it'll literally take away. Later in the game, that might be a little bit more of an issue, and we'll have to take the bad choice. Peasants are getting uppity. Yeah, we'll pay the admin power. Don't really want to pay the admin power, we're going to make the problem go away. And then after this is done, we're probably going to have to stop murking all the neighbors until our aggressive expansion goes down. It's going to be pretty high after this one. I'm not too worried about it being on the Muslim powers, but the Christian powers can be a bit of a problem if I get it too high. Okay, so we finish that siege. We march over there. Our conversion's almost done, which will make the Shia rebels go away. So those are out of control. Okay, so we are definitely going to want to grab a Pike Square, because military tactics, early game military tactics is really strong. We may hold off a little bit in grabbing 5 until we can get Renaissance. We're definitely not going to take it 5 years ahead of time. That's definitely not happening. No, I think we start... Yeah, we start focused military. That's why we're moving so quickly in military. Might make sense to swing over to Diplo-focused. Well, maybe Diplo-focused. I think actually go admin focus. So we're admin because we need the admin power. Okay, siege is complete. So you go there, you can go over there. Let's bring you back. So we've got capacity to negotiate the way we want in 6 days. Okay, Carmen goes first. I'm just tempted to annex you if I can. Not gonna be a problem. I can't annex you. That's a different problem because you're a secondary war participant. Nor can I vassalize you. Oh, I can release a nation. Yeah, let's go with the release a nation option. If we can release and not annex, because it's still over 100% war score. Okay. Anyway, let's grab that territory, release those guys, war operations them, take their treasury, and break your lands. Okay. I own one of your core provinces. I do, apparently. Okay. Didn't realize there was a bunch of cores from that guy there. Okay. May have not done that in that case, because I was hoping Joe would be able to vassalize them. which we're not going to be able to. Oh well. Okay, we'll vassalize this guy for the second one, because I do want a vassal. Give it claims on me, and indirectly. And we'll do that in 5 days, like so. Or the place we actually grabbed. And we now have our subjects, so we can grab strong duchies and immigration policy. So now that we've done that, it can make sense to start converting things to islets, which just requires us to get a double reputation above Liberty Desire and all the negative modifiers. We do want to keep an islet, so we can keep our strong duchies. And then as we get stronger, we will be more and more and more in a position where we'll be able to just diplo-vassalize people. Looking at the time, we're at 40 minutes, so this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break. So I hope you have been enjoying. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to try to record a few more parts tonight, so you can probably expect it to be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a very short break to check up on the family. I'm going to get back and record the next part. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And we're playing on Iron Man, so that save is just making sure that we don't lose any more content in case the game crashes when I'm taking that break. With that, bye for now.